I am. I'm going. Okay, one of these days I'm gonna have to teach Des how to do the dadgum, how to do a dadgum redirect. Hey Tim, good to see you, brother. Um, let's see, that's not the right one. Oh, that's. Oops. Hang on, let me get this straightened out. Okay, there it is. All right, now let me get that link. All right, that was kind of screwy. That's okay. Anyhow, let me go through and now let me see if anybody wants to come up on panel. Hey, Chef Sippy, good to see you. Hey, Ace Howdy, Mr. Block, Tim Mitchell. It's good to see everybody. Um, I'm just got home from work a few minutes ago, and I will drop my link to come up on panel if somebody wants to. Um, I ain't got nothing else much going on tonight, other than I guess I am technically working on watch hours, so never hurts to do. To never hurts to come in and do a little bit every now and again. I'm not really feeling that tired. I am a little bit. Hey, Kieran Gaudiosa, Gaudiosi. I get it right in a minute. I know that. And let me give you that shield. You know, I hadn't been going late. Live late here of late. Um, but me and Eddie used to go live. Yeah, me and Eddie used to go live at midnight regularly. Um, and I guess we right at midnight. So we used to have a lot of folks come up in here. I remember one night we had 50 people in here. So uh, let's see, everybody saying hello. Well, come on up, Chef. Always a pleasure to have you up here. It truly is. So in the meantime, I guess I'll just sit here and talk for a minute. Uh, Maybe I can move that over just a little bit so it fits snug on the side. There was a little bit off of it. I expected he did that. He does do that from time to time just to mess with me. And that's all right. Dan Chuko, good to see you, brother. Um, the uh, the link is pinned at the top. And watching your playlist, please don't. You know, I'm appreciative. I truly am, Mr. Block. Um, but I'm not too worried about it. Hey, Chef CV, how you doing, darling?
Been a long ass day.
Well, I'm sorry. Um,
How's it
it,
going with you?
it's been a long ass day for me too, darling.
Yeah.
So uh, don't feel like the Lone Ranger or anything. You ain't alone in all this. Um, I got to work at 6:45 this morning. I got to work at 6:45 this morning, and I just clocked out and got home about 10 minutes ago. So it's I suspect if you add the hours up, it'd end up being in the neighborhood of 17 hours.
Damn. I was told that I have to cut my labor, so I cut myself.
I like it. The well, I do like that thinking. It is a long day, but that's all right. I'm curious how many hours uh, a week uh, week is the average. person awake? I am just curious about this. 112 hours. The average, on average, adults are awake for approximately 112 hours a week, with 168 total hours in a week, and a recommended 7 to 8 hours sleep per night, roughly 56 hours of sleep. The remaining time constitutes 10 to 17, 16 to 17 waking hours per day. Now, if you consider that uh, Sylvia's having some issues at the moment, but we everything all right, Sylvia? Looks like the internet may be playing with you a little bit. That's okay though. We're patient. Um, at 112 hours per week, on average, people are awake. If you think about it, um, hey Kyle, most of my life I slept 46 hours a night. Wow. When I retired, I started sleeping more, average almost 6 hours a night. That's pretty.
My
That's
bad.
pretty. I was just looking at what Panchuco put. He was sleeping 4 to 6 hours a night. Now he's averaging 6. So that's fine. You're welcome to, Kyle. Um, I my longer weeks recently, here in the last, I don't know, fall. Um, the longest I worked was 96 hours. So 90, 112 minus 96, that's 12 and 4. That's 16 hours, I reckon. Um, and that's if with an average of 6 to 7 to 8 hours sleep. I didn't get that, I don't think, but maybe some days I did. There's Sivvy. How you
Hey,
doing, darling?
I'm tired.
So they made you cut your hours.
Well, no, I am not about to take away.
I don't mean specifically your hours. Uh, I just mean the hours of your department.
Yeah, because my department is the biggest department out of all of them.
Hmm.
Yeah, because it's like, it's pretty much everybody. It's the servers, it's the dishwashers, it's my cooks, it's me. And if I have to cut everybody's hours, I need to cut mine too because, if they're gonna struggle, I'm gonna struggle with them. I'm
Right.
I'm we're all in the same boat, and I'm not going to be that leader that says, "Nope, I'm gonna take my 40 hours at $42 an hour, and I'm gonna you know take my ball and run with it, and you guys are gonna have to divvy up 80 hours in total for all of y'all." And I'm sorry, but I can only put you for 1 day a week, and I can only give you 3 hours or 2 hours a day, and I can only give you you know,
Yeah.
25 hours a week. And, no, if I have to do that, I'm cutting mine too because it's only fair.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do.
I
You
get.
know, if my team has to suffer, I'm suffering with them.
Yeah. I understand that. Believe me, I do. And hello, Gringo. Gringo. Welcome in.
Because it's kind of wrong of me to say, no, you need to tighten up your belt and deal with it, and still get my wage when my hours aren't even calculated in that. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna give myself an extra day off.
There we go.
Um, I'm giving myself an extra day off because if they're gonna have to suffer, I'm gonna lose a day. Actually, I'm only losing 6 hours, but because I still have to be in an hour early for that, and it's like, okay, so if you're expecting me to be here for this stupid morning staff meeting at 10 o'clock every god dang morning, then fine, be that way. I'm still going to give myself a day off, and yeah, you're just going to have to eat 6 hours.
Yeah,
You know,
I understand you're that's being empathetic towards the people. And by the way, welcome in High Plains Drifter.
it's
Um,
proper leadership. It's proper leadership.
it is leading by example.
Exactly.
You lead from the front, so I get that. The
Exactly.
that's that's one thing about where I work though. There is no shortage of overtime, at least most of the time. Occasionally we will have um, more officers than others, but it seems like whenever we hire four, we'll lose two or three, and there are times when we'll hire three and lose four or five. So it's I guess the department's a lot smaller than it was when I started. It's probably half the size, if that, of what it was at one time. So I get it from your dad, Emily. Emily, you're welcome to come up, darling, if you want. Uh, Clearly, if I have to work, I will get up and go. Hey, I do the same thing. You know, when I work, I just finished working two back-to-back doubles twice this week, actually, Monday and Tuesday, and also Thursday and Friday. So it's can be a long week, but the I I feel what I understand what you're going through. Sometimes I mean I have run my own uh, business before a couple times, and it's always speaking to other officers. Have you heard anything from Carnegie? Last I heard, tell you what, I'll read you the last update I got. Uh, the Tim is asking about Carnegie, and Carnegie is a friend that happens to work up there with us, and he has been gone for some time now. Um,
Yeah, we haven't had an update on him lately. It's been about
yeah,
a month.
let's see. The last update I got on him was on February the 13th. So I guess um, that's, I'll give y'all what I got. Said that he's on a walker now, prayerfully can get home by mid March if he can get able to walk upstairs. So um, I'm I mean he's been doing his therapy and what have you, and so his physical therapy, and so I'm just thankful that that we are expecting him home. I don't know if he'll be able to return to work. Um, I like taking naps too. Uh, if EV Muck's running, I think it can, but you may have to go into Safari. Um, I worked at early shift my whole life. I like, I don't like working the early shift, but I would prefer to work the early shift than the late shift for overtime. And so um, when I work doubles, I work A shift and B shift. I try not to work C unless I really have to. The only reason why it's not, I'm a night owl myself. And truthfully, uh, EV Mux works on your iPad using Chrome. Thanks, Panchuco. Panchuco, giving us some advice.
Yeah, I can't get it to work on Chrome.
Well, I know my mom has.
I have to use Safari.
You know, no problem, Tim. I'm believe me, I'm concerned about it. I don't know where we go. He's been working there for 23 years maybe. So and with he's got he doesn't take a lot of time off either. So he's got a lot of stored. I think he has at least a couple of years and stored personal time and major medical. If he wanted to retire, he could use that. So I don't know. Um, I hadn't been able to talk to him on account of his phone. I think got cut off. Uh, Carnegie's kind of a unique individual, and he don't. I don't think he likes setting things up on auto pay. So his phone died, and he hadn't. Hadn't. He's not using it. I don't think. He got, but he's got. I mean, I know he's got enough sick time and personal time where he could be. He could be there a couple more years without having to, really work. Um, he's got the time to do it. I've got myself. I've got about 2 years worth myself. Just 2 years. No, 1 year. About 1 year worth of time saved up. Hey, sweetheart, you want to come up? Come on. Come on, Nikki. All right, she just wants to play tug of war, I reckon. Ow! We need we need to cut your nails, trim your nails, anyhow. Um, so, how often do you have that meeting? Is that like a daily thing, or
Yeah, it's a daily thing. It's every day except for weekends.
okay?
And
Now, are you typically off on
oh,
the weekends?
puppy. Huh?
Are you typically off on the weekends?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah, she's trying to change that, and I told her I can't do that.
there we go. Oh wow, we got Chicken's Uncle Bob in here too. Good to see you, sir. You know, I saw him over in Miss Tita or Mrs. Auntie Mrs. G Auntie, my favorite aunt, I think it is. Um, and all it could be I'm wrong on everything, but it's not by the stream. It's not. Oh, did you? That's cool. We do where I work at. We do transportation. We do fire department. We do pretty much everything. Uh, we uh, we do it all really. Um, we're I guess like the redheaded stepchildren out there. Um, well, I mean it's true. They I don't reckon because we're not really making them money. We cost them money, and so there we go. D Dog. Hey D Dog. Oh, all right. Hang on just a second. I'll bring you up. I think this is the first time I've had you on my panel, isn't it? Or
You know,
is it?
I think I was up here a couple times with Devil Dog.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Although it's hard to tell when it's Delva Dog's channel and when it's mine half the time. To be honest with you, the
Right.
you know he's up here most of the time when I'm live. I expect he's in bed right now. He was having a hard day, but thank you for coming up. Um, let's see. Let's see. Do you, if you'd like, feel free to drop a DD in the chat, and that'll drop your link. We'd love to get you some more subscribers if we can.
And I don't fight for subscribers. All I do is I do live broadcasts of some of the local music that I run sound for.
Yeah, I've been to your live streams a few times myself, and I enjoy watching them. It's always pleasurable to hear the music. Let's see. Let me make sure this kind of evened up a little bit. I tend to be a little bit anal retentive about some things, and in fact, let me change the whole thing. Let me go in studio mode. I can probably fix it better that way. The I think that'll work. That way, Sylvia, you mind if I put you up in the corner since
Sure,
you,
put me in the corner. Yeah, I,
well, just since
fine.
you use your avatar.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting out in the dark, so.
Oh, I get it. And although it has been a little while since I've been over to your live stream, I don't know why it's not showing them to me. Of course, at this point, I've got probably over 2,000 people I'm subscribed to, and
Right.
it, it YouTube won't show some of the live streams, and I'm always looking for live streams because that's what I like doing.
Right.
I like the interaction, and let's see, uh, Devil Dog 2856, right?
Right. Yeah, I am not Eddie.
But he is Devil Dog, so
Yeah. Yeah. Devil Dog is down in Texas, and I'm up in Michigan.
yes, sweetheart. I missed you too. I was going for a long time today, and looks like you're out on one of those places y'all do music at. I mean, obviously at one of the vendors, but
Yeah. Yeah, we're all over the state.
okay. The That would be fun. I was with a what was it? At one point, I worked for a fair. I didn't travel with them, but I worked for a little while up there at the fair. It was always interesting. Um, a lot of interesting people come through. Let's see, Tim says I just caught the extra numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't see you uh, in the chat. I try to pay attention, but I'm not very good at it, and the uh, I miss so much these days. The older I get, the worse I get, and so
I don't even think I said anything in chat. I go, hey, hell, I'll go talk to Gary, see what up.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I wasn't thinking, and I've actually spent time. Once I spent an hour on somebody's panel. Uh, Panchico asked D Dog, "Where in Michigan are you from?"
uh, I'm in Livingston County, so I'm halfway between Detroit and Lansing on 96.
The I believe that's Panchico. Ain't that where you from as well? I know he sent us some stuff from up. I think it was Minnesota or Michigan. I don't know. I can't keep them straight.
It doesn't matter. It starts with an M, right?
Well, Mississippi and Montana is, that's something similar. In fact, I had something earlier today. If I can remember it, that's the hard part, remembering. Um, I don't know. It escapes me. My my thoughts just. Uh, Panchuco's in Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah, we used to do sound at Common Ground, but they got too tight with the money, so we told them to bite it.
There we go. Well, but let's see. I don't even have a plan. I would just, I never do though. For some reason, my live streams always seem to be that way. I don't think about things. I just, just jump.
Right.
And of course, every now and then that bites me in the rear end. But sometimes it can make, for some interesting conversations though.
Right. And if I'm going to use potty mouth, I'll hold up my sign.
Hey, I like that. At least if you're going to do it, the I see Common Ground had some really good bands at one time. Uh, Oh, I get it. Well, at least it ain't verbal. So
Right.
the uh, Ace Howdy said, I saw you in Victoria, Australia today, Gary. Oh, that would be me. Yes, that makes sense. I think, yeah, I saw you. Yes, I think that was the first time I was in there today. Hey, Mike's Adventure Sparks. The I was in there today, and you know that, that's cute. A little bitty Ace bucket.
Yeah, I held it up for Ace.
Yeah, Ace Howdy. The Nikki, you don't have to quit. Hey, Barry, good to see you. Well, I figured that lately I've been doing most of my live streams on this channel in the morning because working so many hours, I'm trying to get to bed normally earlier uh, than maybe I would when I wasn't working doubles, so just so that I get some more sleep. But I ain't feeling that tired at the moment, even though I've been going since 6 o'clock this morning, and so, but I
You know,
guess
Gary, you're in Louisiana, right? Mississippi,
close. I'm close. I'm in Mississippi. Yeah,
right? When I was stationed at NAS Memphis, I had a long weekend and I took off for Mississippi just to see what kind of shit I could get into.
yeah,
And I'm at one of the local little mom and pop restaurants, a little itty bitty town. I think it had like 4 stores in it. You know, that's the type of place I like going.
oh yeah,
And I met this older black gentleman, super, super good guy. And we're sitting there, we're sitting at the counter, eating some chow and stuff. And I said, hey, I'm looking for a place to stay. Where do you recommend? He says, you can come home with me. Sure, game on. And he was right. His backyard is like all swamp and river, so I'm kind of digging that. And he showed me how to cook a snapping turtle the right way
really,
because he went and he did the purge, to get all the grit and everything out of it,
yeah,
and he was going home to kill it. And he took and he diced it all up and showed me how to do it, and he let me do some, so I can get hands on. And then he took the shell and threw it on the hot coals, put some water and a little bit of beer in there, and put all the meat in there.
yeah.
And he goes, "That's the way you do it. If you don't put it in the shell, it tastes like crap."
Yeah.
Panchuco asked if you were a military man.
Yep, Marine Corps, third generation.
Yeah, that is awesome. Panchuco, he's been hanging around. I guess we've been knowing him for maybe even. That is awesome. Hang on, let me switch over to a different dynamic scene so I can bigify you. And hang on, it's going to take just a second because I got to get everybody done properly. There we go.
That's my dad, or my dad. My big brother's in the center, and there's me. And there's 20 years, 20 years, 20 years.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That's very impressive.
Yeah,
Yep.
I tried to get into the Marine Corps when I was senior in high school, but I didn't make it. So
Yeah.
the
You probably just didn't know which end of the crayon to start eating.
I'm sure that was probably it. The well, when I was a kid, I had the asthma. It's something that just really hadn't bothered me for a long time, but at that time I wasn't far removed, and my brother had seen a whole lot of John Wayne movies, and he wanted to go into the infantry. So I scored really well on my ASVAB. So did my brother. Marine Corps recruited, but I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school, so I just put a 4-year college. The only person that called me was a Marine Corps recruiter, and he taught me about the Harrier jets and avionics, and I'm gonna switch back over this other one so I can see the chat a little better. But he went through and the well in Buckley you can if you want. Um, and this Marine apparently Emily's, you know, her uncle I guess was a Marine as well. That's awesome. But he had talked with me about the Harrier and that type of thing, and so I signed up for the delayed entry program, and everything was fine. I did tell him that I had asthma. It only affected me every now and again, though not very often. He said, "Well, that's all right. Just get you some of them Primatene tablets and take them with you to boot camp, and something you need them, take them." I said, "That's fine." But then my brother got to talking with the Army recruiter, and he says, "How can my brother get in the Marines when he's got asthma?"
Oh,
And so, next thing I know, I was getting a letter saying that I was no longer in the delayed entry program. So,
right,
my life would have been a lot different, I expect, had I done it. But you know,
right. Well, like, okay, um, I helped out 3 different recruiters in my town,
hmm
and what I did was the recruiter would get up and leave when a new kid comes in to talk to him, and I'd give him the lowdown. If you have any medical problems, you keep your mouth shut because
yeah,
it's no supercomputer to ever pull it up.
right.
And a lot of kids went in with a lot of weird shit.
The Panchuco, I don't know that I haven't had an asthma attack in a long time. There are every now and every like once or twice in the last year, but before that, it's been years since I've had any problems with breathing. So when I was training for the to go to the police academy, I didn't have any problems. So I don't believe there would have been any problem me going in, in there. In fact, uh, I'd honestly give it a shot if they'd let me do it now. Now I'd have to spend another year getting in shape. You know, that's what I did before I went to the police academy. Um, it is what it is, but they got age limits now and won't let you do that. And right now I'm so close to retirement that you know that's one of the reasons why I'm working so many hours. I'm putting in anywhere from 64 to about 96 hours a week. So it's a lot of hours, but I figure it'll be worth it. Sorry, I can't help but talk about myself from time to time.
Like my daughter had real bad allergies, like the hay fever and everything when there's a lot of pollen out. And
hmm
I talked to this old Indian guy. He used to be kind of the witch doctor for the Isabella tribe around Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
hmm
And he went to the side of my property, grabbed this one plant, and said, "Make your daughter tea out of this and give it to her every morning." So I'd go out there and I know what the plant looked like. So I kept grabbing that plant, taking it in, and I'd make my daughter tea. And we stopped buying her all these stupid ass little store bought so-called cures. And it, well, she's 20 now,
hmm
and maybe once a month she makes this tea. But you actually make a tea out of ragweed and pure honey,
Yeah,
and that takes care of your allergies.
it seems like I'd heard that. Although it's my understanding that it can't be. I think don't they pasteurize honey?
Well,
Um,
what you do is you go to your local beekeeper and you get the pure, unpasteurized spun only.
right,
So it's spun; it's not even heated.
right. Oh, yeah, my wife and I looked into that at one point. We wanted to do that. Seems like a really interesting, hobby. But uh, what is mullen? Isn't that type of grain?
Right.
Um, I'm curious if Panchuco says he was tested for asthma, but I know he was in the military. You know, the I guess that didn't keep him from going.
Yeah, yeah. Mullen's good. Amaranth is another good grain. Amaranth actually has higher protein percentage than beef.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but that's what I grow. I don't grow wheat. I grow amaranth.
well,
Amaranth is good, especially when you toast it and then you grind it and use it
Right.
as a wheat substitute.
uh,
Well, okay. Amaranth in Central and South America was what they made for flour
Hmm.
back 3,000 plus years ago. But
Yeah.
it's hard to after processed, it's hard to shelf life it because you don't get much shelf life after you process it. But in the seed form, it'll last for years. Like the beans for my dried beans for soups and for making bean dip or anything like that, I use topiary beans. Same thing, 3,000-year-old seeds. And that's some of the best bean anything I've ever had in my life.
the at one point I was looking into growing. Whoops, sorry about that.
What are you doing, man? Stop dicking with things. Where's
Well,
Eddie?
Everything's fine till Gary pushes buttons.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The I mean, I knew what I was doing, trying to do. I just didn't get it done right. Um,
Right.
no, I don't think Eddie's online. I think he's in bed. I hope he is. Anyhow, he had a long day. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm very appreciative for all the help Eddie has given me over the years. He's become, one of my two best friends, and so I'm very thankful for him. We go down and see him. Try to go at least a couple times a year. Um, but
Yeah.
it's in fact, these three dogs I got from him. Um, I am in his debt. He's him and his wife Jamie are just awesome people, and I'm very thankful for him. Um, oh,
Or as I refer to her as Devil Dog's boss.
that's
Yeah. Or handler.
that's,
Well,
that's right.
yeah.
They're
Well,
really incredible people. They really are. Oh my
yeah.
God, I could not believe the freaking towel that she created. The towels she created.
Yes. In fact, what I'm planning on doing is I'm going to do that story you told about the banana. I'm granted I procrastinate a lot, but at some point I'm gonna finish that video, and I'm going to somewhere in the middle of it I'm gonna interject or maybe at the end of it, I'm gonna have a little section talk about that. If you would like your CV banana, towel, make sure that you get in touch with Jay, something like that.
Yeah.
That ought to
She
be
really needs to sell that as a three-piece set.
well. I think she is, but it would just struck me as being funny.
Oh
The
God. It was epic. It was absolutely epic. I was like, oh God. I hope I can get some of those towels. It'd be so cool to have all three of them hanging up in the kitchen. But that freaking banana story, man.
yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh God.
The
Yeah. The kitchen has gotten much worse. Um, you'll have to tune in on Sunday.
Really,
There's some new accoutrements or
yeah.
accoutre bananas.
Well, that ought to be interesting. Apparently, Nick, I don't know which one of y'all is doing that, but stop it. I know it ain't Rosemary. She's a sweet girl. But Nikki, that's got to be Nikki because I don't think that sounds like AJ. They just playing, you know. But Nikki has picked up the strangest habit. She likes chewing on the back leg of the other dogs. I think she got that from her mama. But anyhow,
Are you sure that wasn't my dog that's barking? Because she's out here barking.
I don't think it was. Um, they were tussling, and they do every. I don't know. I couldn't swear to it either way. And Nikki, let go. She she wants to play, but she wants to play tug of war. And the yes, I do have three dogs, Panchuco. There's Nikki, there's Rosemary, and AJ. Hang on, I bet I can get each of them. Come on, there we go. This is Rosemary. She's a licker for sure. She
Yeah.
she's a sweet one. She shares my birthday, and she shares my birthday. She's the youngest. She's probably the most laid back of the three. But she'll sit there, and if I at night am sweetheart,
Goodness gracious, he's just licking the hell out of you.
yeah, she does that. Um, you know, all right, sweetheart, I love you, but I don't like my face being licked all that much. Not that crazy about it. But she'll also lick my feet if I'm barefooted in bed and have my foot out from. She's just, from what I understand, that dogs do that because they feel like they're. At least one of the videos I watched on it says something about them um, doing that because they feel like it's therapy or something. I don't know. Maybe that sounds like somebody's reading an awful lot into it, but I don't know. One and yeah, you got a chance to meet Nikki. I don't know if I can get Nikki up here or not, but I'll try. Nikki, hey AJ. All right, they're very food motivated, very treat motivated. All right. Tell you what, it looks like AJ is probably the next one to come up. Come on, AJ. Come. Okay, nope, Nikki. Yes, this is Nikki. Hang on. Come here. We got to show you off a little bit first. Yeah, I know. All right, there's you a treat. Just one. Just one. All right, hop down. All right, AJ. AJ, come here. This is AJ. She's my big girl. And, all right, there you go.
They're all so very pretty.
They are. They're beautiful and very soft and sweet. Whoa, you okay, baby girl? Now, I can usually keep her from licking, but she's kind of sneaky with it. And well, Nikki's kind of a, I don't know. She's not as friendly at times as she would be, as she has been at times. It's kind of weird. Yeah, there's one for you. There's another one for Nikki. And I got to give them two or three, or else they'll feel like they've been cheated. All right, last one. Sit. All right. Sit. Sit. There we go. All right, that's it. But those are my three dogs. Tammy, I wanted to bring all three of them out to the, to AJ is big. She's a big dog. She's probably twice the weight of the other dogs. Fiona's a licker too. I get it. Um, we brought them with us. But the trouble is, if you've ever tried to keep up with three dogs at one time, it just don't work very well. Nikki is pretty well behaved. The other two were a little bit younger, and we didn't feel like we could keep up with them as well. So, um, yeah, I believe it, Emily. But anyhow, you were in the Marines for 20 years. Is that right, Davido?
No, yeah, my dad, my big brother, and I, we all did our time. I did a 6 piece, and I was avionics. My big brother, he had Vietnam, and he was a radio man. And my dad, he had World War II and Korea, and he was a cook.
Well, certainly covered a wide variety. I guess that's the avionics. Taught you a lot about electrical connections and what have you. I expect that's why how you got hooked up with doing the sound system, at least to some degree. I would.
Right.
Um, yeah. What was there? What vehicle did you work on in the Marines?
Um, I I really didn't work on any because they couldn't find a spot for me because I went through my A school so fast, and that they ended up sending me to the next one that you usually have to be in for a full year, and then they made me an instructor, and that's where I stayed.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. The you obviously knew your stuff, or they wouldn't have made you an instructor. Or
Right.
um, see, Panchuco asked D Dog, "Was your brother on Gloria?" His brother was there.
I I don't know. My big brother didn't talk about it much.
Well, I I've heard that that changes a person a lot of the time. Hey, Nicole. Um,
No, I don't want to be an officer. I'd rather be a man.
well, you could still be a man and a police officer. I have to say, you know.
No, I think he's talking about an officer in the Marines and
Oh,
stuff. I'd rather be in the shit. I don't want to be watching it.
okay. I'm sorry. I was just thinking because Panchuco was in law enforcement as well, so
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what he meant. I don't know.
may have been, or maybe he was talking about. Maybe he was talking about Marines. I don't know.
Right, right.
You know, I never
Yeah,
can tell.
yeah. I thought about being a cop and stuff, but the electronics field paid better, and I had a better life doing that.
Yeah. Well, when I was before I became a police officer, yes, Nicole, we missed you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every bullet.
The she's a special needs.
Oh,
Friend comes in here all the time. And
okay.
the oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were in the and a signal soldier. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking Panchuco was in the military. I know that Quint was in both. It seems like I
Right.
know a couple people. Mark Kratz was in both the military, and although I think he was in the Air Force, I think Eddie likes to call him the Chair Force. You know, you
Yeah,
know,
I like calling them the air farce.
the Air Force. The I don't know. I would have liked to have been able to get along with or to be involved in a lot of that camaraderie, but it's just not something that was destined to be.
Yeah,
Um,
like when I walk around and stuff, and I see someone wearing a navy hat, I go up there and shake his hand, and I go, "Thanks for the taxi ride," and he always starts laughing.
yeah, the Jerry Butler was in the Navy, and I know Eddie's always messing with him about that. So
Right, right,
the but it's my family is very pro military. We've had at least a dozen people that fought in the Civil War on both sides. My parents met in the Army. My brother served in the Army. We had at least half a dozen people fought in the American Revolution on the American side. Um, it's just a long history of military service. Um, well, happy birthday, Coyote, and welcome in outdoors with Big Matt.
Happy birthday, Coyote.
Another jarhead. That's right.
yeah,
You were in the Navy, weren't you? Coyote. I'm pretty sure he was Navy. By the way, in this chat, you can drop your link by typing Navy, or typing USMC, or typing Army, or typing, let's see, Army, Navy, Air Force, USAF, I think, would,
Yeah. Or DD.
yeah, or DD. That's right, for Devil Dog. That's
Yeah.
right. So, 8 years in the Navy. Okay. Now, he's out west, out there by, I think he's in Civies, in that neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Nick,
yes,
you
he is. He's not that far from us actually. It's over in one county,
that ain't far at all.
but he's actually closer than it sounds. Um,
Well, isn't he right there on the county line road or county line or something? Or
no, not quite. Um, not quite.
oh, okay.
It's kind of hard to describe. Um, unless you've been out here, you wouldn't know. It's like I think what 20. If we cut through Enumclaw, we could probably be in Maple Valley in 20 minutes.
That reminds me. Timmy was talking. I think it was Timmy. I think he typed in the weather thing at one point for what was the name of that place? It's just a little bitty town, a population 246 or 236 or something like that. Um,
Carbonado.
I don't think so. It's something about a river,
Oh,
that,
Hump Tulips.
yeah, Hump Tulip.
Yeah.
That's that's an unusual name.
Oh, we got some weird ones.
Uh, there it is, Hump Tulip. Apparently, it's 36 degrees there right now. The See, I always remember U.S. A Army, AF Air Force, Coast Guard. I don't think we ever set one up for the Coast Guard. But
Now, okay, as far as military branches, the Coast Guard has the most respect from me personally because if they have Great Lakes duty, that's the most dangerous duty that anyone in the military can get into because they get fired at every single day.
really, I did not know that. They Are they the ones that was doing all that stuff down there with the Venezuelan, you know, drug boats?
No, Great Lakes duty, all the stuff around the Great Lakes around Michigan.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't realize that it was that dangerous.
Well, there's more drugs coming from Canada than from Mexico. People just don't get it.
Wow, I did not know that. But I can certainly appreciate the job they do up there. Then
Right.
both have his so Marshall. Well, I'm sorry, I don't really have a way of eliminating the squeaky noise, except for maybe I could take away. Well, she's being quiet right now, so maybe it won't be too troublesome. Uh, the Yeah, yeah, I tell you, it is good to see you. I hadn't seen you in a little while, probably a year, I'm guessing. You still doing your live streaming?
Yeah, live streams usually from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Okay, I'll have to keep another look for it because I just hadn't seen them. When I
Right. Like this year at State Fair, um, there's a few exhibitors with animals and stuff that they asked me at the end of the fair last year if I'd come and interview them. I go, yeah, sure.
No, that is awesome. I'll have to keep a watch out for it because here of late I've had to start going to my little red list out there on the side because I've found that it does not show me many of the folks that I know. Now, I have a tendency to subscribe to quite a few folks. Uh, oh well, thank you, Coyote. Ship was in front line, shield and Desert Storm. We had prisoners. Oh wow.
Yep.
The um, I don't know what I was thinking. That's okay. Doesn't really
Well,
matter.
when I do my first live this year, I'll just text it over to Eddie and tell him to send you a copy
Yes, do. Um,
because I got Eddie's number.
yeah. In fact, I was just. I think. Let me ask you a question. Wasn't there a live stream that we had that for some reason you weren't showing up in the live
Right.
stream?
And that's why you modded me. This is before you modded everybody. You modded me here and at Eddie's.
Right. And I was telling that story just the other day. It comes to mind from time to time when they talk about shadow when somebody doesn't I mean, the other day it was there was some glitch with YouTube, and half the people their comments weren't showing up. Uh,
Right.
and
Well,
so,
what you had to do was try to communicate in emojis or reset your keyboard to a foreign language keyboard.
oh wow, I didn't know that.
Are
I'm,
you
If
serious?
you go to German, they have the same letters. It just has umlauts and everything else on them.
oh, but I was trying to explain to somebody the other day that as far as I'm aware, there's only three reasons why you won't show up in the chat. One, there's a glitch. Two, you've been shadow banned, and three, you've been blocked. You know,
Well, the three is you're being an idiot.
yeah, that's right. That's a simpler way of putting it. Yeah, YouTube has been acting up, but I was telling somebody the other story just the other day about Devil Dog was in. There we go. No stupid people beyond this point. Oh, I may have to clock out with that. No stupid people. I'm not. If I'm allowed, I should be allowed up here. The That's funny. You um, but just for those of y'all that don't know the story, I'll tell it. Me and Eddie was doing let's see, unintentional will be given an energy shot and taught to swear. Oh goodness gracious, that's a rough one right there. Um, the I don't remember. I think it might have been in a good cop bad dog show. It may just have been on a live stream, but
Right.
me and Eddie were up on panel and we were talking and from what I D Dog here sent Eddie a text saying that his comments were showing up. And so Eddie, being my administrator, he immediately went to my blocked list to check and see if Devil Dog's name was in there, and it wasn't. He checked it three times, looked through it three times. There's a By now there's a lot of names on there. Back then there wasn't that many, but still he checked it three times. I went through, or I think he checked it four, because between the two of us we checked it seven times and did not see it at all. And so just as soon as we added him though as a mod, he popped up, was able to chat.
Yep.
So that apparently is the cure for shadow banning, because I have to assume it was shadow banning at that time. The
Well,
uh,
that's when I was going around to the different channels and doing like Constitution classes on them.
well, that's cool. The Well, you got a favorite amendment?
Probably the fourth.
All right, no, I'm familiar with some of them. I can't think of what the fourth is off the top of my head.
Well, it protects your private property and your documents and your effects.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
but a lot of people talk about their Second Amendment rights and all this crap.
Right.
Obviously, they don't know how to read because the Constitution doesn't give you any of your rights. You have your rights by nature. And so people can understand it. Let's say you're walking down a hallway and someone comes around the corner and startles you.
Hmm.
First thing you do is this.
Yeah.
That's your right to protect yourself. That's
Yeah.
the Second Amendment.
I like that.
You have the right to protect yourself, but the government doesn't have a right to regulate how you do it. So I don't care if you're doing it with your fists, with a club, with a knife, with a gun, with a jet, with an atom bomb. It doesn't matter. You have the right to protect yourself any way you see fit.
Okay. Well, I can't disagree with that.
But I have a Constitution encyclopedia that's over 5,000 pages,
Wow.
and 43 pages are nothing but the Second Amendment.
You know, the the one amendment I guess never made a whole lot of sense to me is the one about troops being housed.
Right.
Uh, that's the third. Okay. Well, I guess just because of the fact we've never really dealt with that. Because it's
But we did,
did we?
yes.
I wonder.
Before the Declaration of Independence, when the British regulars were here, they got boarded into people's houses.
Oh yeah, I do. I am familiar with that.
That's why that went in there.
Okay, that makes sense. Nikki, I'm gonna keep this for a little while. I don't want you squeaking. All right, I give it back to you in a little bit.
But Dad, it's my favorite toy.
It's it's just her favorite toy because right now it's making noise, and she's wanting to disrupt my live stream. So
Right.
I love her, but she don't like me live streaming sometimes. Um, for that matter, you know, the let's see, just comment. I don't want any comment. Well, there is a way, and Nikki's all right. There, go chase it. There is a way, you know. I think to eliminate comments. Let me look real quick. The I got
Well, since you have everyone modded, you are the only one that can delete people's comments,
well,
or whoever your um, top mod is.
yeah. I think you can delete. He's talking about on his videos, and
Oh,
so yeah, there's a way to do it, and I'll show you real easy.
right.
Um, uh, let me let me share my screen, uh, and I don't have to have audio or anything for it. All you do is go right here to the three dots and put remove, and that will remove that comment. So,
Right.
um, he just didn't know how to do it, so I thought I'd show him. It is. Uh, I'm not used to really staying up this late, so I'm probably gonna have to end it. But I do want to thank Civvy and Devil Dog for coming up. Been live for an hour. Hey, I'm just I'm doing lives on here whenever I feel like it. I reckon. And um, is anybody else? Let me see if there's anybody else live right now that we can forward to. I don't want to leave anybody hanging that might be. Uh, let's see. I can't think of anybody to be up this late. Although
Th-
I.
This is one of the coloring books I hand out to young children.
That's awesome.
And here's another one of them. More Perfect Union, K through 12.
Yeah.
I hand that out to every teacher I meet, and it has a ton of different projects.
You know, I think that if they would use it, that would be a good thing. I've gotten to the point where
The age 4 to 7. and it has this many. There's a good 250 pages of activities for children, and this is the one for the older kids.
That looks sharp. The well, let me look through my red list. It's probably pretty short right now. Actually, it's not even showing anybody live right now. Let me check my other.
No, Fridays are
You,
pretty
you,
slow.
Yeah, and
Sometimes Katie goes live, sometimes Simon.
oh, Katie. If I don't think Katie's in here, but if she would want to go live, you know,
I don't know if she's going live.
yeah, I'm just looking to see if there's anybody on here that I
Oh,
know.
that's right. Simon's in Houston.
Yeah, he's in Houston right now, so he won't be going live tonight. I don't think. Uh,
Simple Happy Life is live, but I think that's a silent stream.
yeah,
No, no.
that is a silent stream right there. Always is.
Oh wait, no, it's not a silent. No, they're no, they're actually on StreamYard. Simple Happy Life with Troy.
Oh, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they are live.
Cool.
Usually it's a at this time of night. Usually it's a silent live.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah,
Well, here's what I'll do. I'll go through and I'll set up a redirect so it just automatically goes in there. And y'all tell them I said sup. Uh,
okay.
the if y'all don't mind, the let me. I'm normally I'm in bed about this about by now. I try to be just because I'm usually getting up real early. But I did want to get something, you know. Oh, they're not allowing. Gummit.
No.
They don't allow any redirects.
Ah.
Not all channels do. You know, it has to. That's one
Uh,
of the things that they have to actually go through. Uh, they actually have to go through and they actually have to go through and hit the button for the other people to go live.
yeah.
And now
Yeah.
there,
Most people don't know about turning it on.
yep.
now here's one. I don't know. Do y'all are y'all familiar with dime bag coins? They,
No.
Well, if anyone wants to watch karaoke, I can drop a link for Shimmering Soul.
oh, cool. I've got I do have Shimmering Soul on here as well.
Yep, I just dropped her link. She's
Okay.
live right now.
All right. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and set up the redirect as well. That ain't gonna hurt nothing. Let's make sure she will. Well, in case she has it set up. Yeah, she's got it set up where a redirect will work. And so, thank y'all
Yeah,
for in.
I,
Hey,
I really like her. She's got a really big heart, and she just seems to love everybody.
I've been over there once or twice, but I don't know her real well.
Right?
The I'm myself. I'm not a huge fan of karaoke, although one of my friends, Shooting Star Mississippi, that's pretty much all he does over there. I still try to drop in and say hey to everybody. I like a lot of the people in there. To me, that's more important than a lot of the what they're doing. Um, anyhow, we
Yep.
did we set it up that way, and God bless you. Thank you for coming up, Devil Dog. Thank you for coming up, Sivy, and thank everybody for coming in the chat. Let me recognize the folks that's in the chat. Um, I think I can get back to it. Yeah, here it is. Sorry, my eyes are won't. I didn't
Hey,
mute.
Jonesy.
I, I should have. Devil Dog 2856. Curious Musings, Nicole Ruiz. Radio Jonesy's in here too. Good to see you, brother. I did not see you until right now. Coyotes over here at the Wrights Family Trap or the Wrights Trapping, and Tim Mitchell. Obviously, much love for everybody. Y'all enjoy. You go over and say hey to Shimmer Soul. At least hit the like button. Tell them hello from the YouTube police. I hope they take that the right way. Anyhow,
Well, why don't we just say hello from Belt Loop?
that's even better. All right, people don't freak out with that one. So,
Right,
although she may know me. I've said hello to her several times when she was on Bruce's, and I've been to her
right.
live a couple times. All right,